So I was thinking about Ice Spice today, right? Came to my mind. Brando said she was listening. She called her parents, all this other stuff, whatever the case may be. But she has a video saying this is Bikini Bottom. Then we got the baby with the bucket hatch, and then we got the chum bucket, right? A chum bucket, right? And the chum bucket is representation by my prophetic prophecy of the nastiness that is all nasty and put together like a Hebrew, or uh, a nastiness of all the nasty stuff put together, the chum and the chum bucket. In interpretation through conspiracies and wannabe magic, stuff of that nature, is the hackers sending people tastes of semen and other things in their mouth and their throat and things of that nature, which by according to them they sent it to a few people, officers and other things, and haven't got nowhere with it, haven't got anything done. To me that feels like it's over, like the cops are all d- contributing to the chum bucket method, right? So Monmouth PD, it might have had some independent correlations with PD. When I was sitting in Monmouth, Oregon, at a bench, I think by the antique store, um, and I seen a whole bunch of officers enter the ice cream parlor on Main Street Ice Cream, I believe it's called, and I grabbed something from there. And then when I was out in Southtown with the conspiracies, 808, 505, etc., 55, that all those officers, they were watching me in a white truck, right? And put a cone in the parking lot, and it looked like a cat thing with the fist up, right? That 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 they brought a gallon or a bucket of ice cream. It was orangish pumpkin. Margarita served me a little bit, and that's the chum bucket method for Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob, a cartoon correlation with conspiracies that aren't really quite conspiracies. Then they work with the hackers, and I complained all the time about the hackers to get arrested. So they're either doing sex, drugs, alcohol all together, orchestrating all together, and they use a chum bucket method. Even if it was good straight from the ice cream parlor, it could have been a form of exoneration. But the thing is, the chum bucket could have been the symbolism of their wannabe magic and conspiracies they did, and then they allowed the hackers and people running these nanotechnologies, transferring semen and things of that nature to women and raping women with this technology, and raping men too, and controlling people's minds, that 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 they allowed them to continue to do this with the chum bucket method, becoming a full accomplice to the hackers and to the conspiracies of drugs, sex, crimes, and conspiracies across the nations, a federal crime and an international intervention that needs to be happening, because we're father of the nations and his family, poisoning a prophetic family and a God family. So that means right now, Monmouth PD and everyone involved, the whole PD, should be under investigation. This is your father of the nations defeating for my son, Christ, who got took out by the Roman government. I have to defeat all law enforcement that did me wrong, because this is the coming of your true Christ and your true father. The only one that can overcome the government was the Father himself, for his son to come into this world, the real one. Because in repetition of the Bible is powerful. My word's powerful. It says, I gave my only begotten son. And it says that that I prophesied it and I told you what was to happen and it came to pass. So to defeat any form of law enforcement shows you who I am. And that I defeated the Bible itself with the living word in me for the new God. But your Monmouth PD, I'm posting this on YouTube, Facebook, and should be arrested right now. They're using conspiracies, and they admitted it in front of me. And the 5-5, I have on a jersey over here with the homie that showed me that what they were gonna do by symbolism. 5-5 in royal blue on a white jersey like Scary Movie 2. Probably want a cracker. Probably want your mom's sweet ass. But then they forced my mom to be brainwashed and say something, you're in the bottom, da-da-da-da-da. Then Margarita and Irma tried to set me up for sex offender shit and calling on the phone and getting paid $500 according to Brando and a couple voices. And then my sister prophesied to me in the message. They're trying to lock both of us up. And then it came through her as a prophecy. That means she's a prophetess. I have that message on Facebook. I didn't reply to it, but I read it. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, they try to separate me from my sister, and then they try to give her 5 years in prison. You think that's fair? A woman that took care of me, my little sister took care of me when I was going through these things. From calling the cops, to driving me around, to feeding me when I didn't have energy to stand up, and I laid on the ground, sick, hurting inside, burning inside, mentally distraught. My little sister took care of me, and my mom. These conspiracies have hit from separating me from my family because that's a God thing. Cain and Abel. I have it on my wrist right here, love kills slowly, but I defeated that. I have it on my chest, family over everything, but backwards it says everything over family. But the everything is God. That's the biblical way. God over everything, family over everything. Both ways is both family. But this is going to go real haywire. Of course, criminals try to hide and cover up their things, and they're used to it. Especially when police come into the accusation, they know how to speak and they know how to operate in the system. So we're expected great things in criminal activity by their words and them trying to portray their innocence. But I witnessed them part of the conspiracy. That means they operated in a conspiracy across the nation and as a federal crime. This is true. Even if the conspiracy was a prank or innocent, I said in prophecy, there is no pranks. Even playing mind games, there is no pranks. So if you're letting people like Brando and other people talk for you, and they're saying McBride and Spice and all these celebrities' names and people's names, there's no pranks. That means you're 100% operating in organized crime of mind games and brainwashing of someone who's a U.S. citizen and a sovereign being. These crimes are true crimes. That means all Salem PD, all Monmouth PD are involved that worked with Independence PD and Salem PD, even upon my move here. So that means anyone in this neighborhood that operated with these wannabe magic crimes, magic things, putting things out, bringing people over, any of that, operate in organized crime and mind games, and necromancy and death magic. But to overcome the government is to show you that I came down here to protect my son. Christ is coming. The only one that could defeat the government would be the Father. And since we portrayed Christ as King of Kings, would be Christ again. So you know exactly who I am without a doubt. The CHUMBUCKET method is the mixture of fucking bodily fluids, which is rapist tactics. So they chose a rapist tactic to use, making all Monmouth PD sex offenders and anyone in accomplice with it. I'm your defeat. 2 lines on the forehead. Caleb's forehead. 2 dots. You might see like eyes in your pipe. Or 2 dots on places. R.I.P. homie. You know who the fuck I am? Now you know who the fuck I am? I'm your real Father. I am your real God. The mark of Cain was on his brother. The 2 stripes are the cross orthodox mark of the beast. The 2 dots, indents are the 2 dots of the eyes that they put everywhere from the hackers. I'm your defeat. I'm the true one with the 2 eyes. I'm your true Father with the mark of the beast on my forehead. So I put on my soap, the line down the middle, the pink soap with flockle. But who cares, right? Shut up. Try to talk to me through frequencies. It's one of the weakest ways to talk. But now you know who I am. The real one with the mark of the beast. One, 2. R.I.P. homie. But I came here to defeat y'all. God put the government here, which is me. And the mark of the beast is me. And, well, there ain't no way the whole world ain't gonna know this. Because you guys didn't even notice those 2 lines on my forehead. There's nothing more I could say other than you guys should be done. But I'm the real one. I don't even like none of this shit. none of this world. Why would I keep it?